I've got one of those recipes. Y'all, I just got this not too long ago. I got it in the mail, and it's from one of my fans. You know, it's hard for me to think of y'all as fans. I think of you more as friends, even though we hadn't met. But anyway, a fan sent this in. Her name is Carol Werner, and she sent me the sweetest note. She said, "Dear Paula, I enjoyed all your shows so much I actually made it to Savannah, but my husband wouldn't wait." So I guess they headed down to River Street, and she said she's never gonna let him forget it either. About a half hour later, he tripped on those steps leading down to the main cobblestone area, and those steps are 200 years old, Eddie.
Yeah, and very steep, very
steep, and just, it's like a trap if you don't know what you're doing. But he fell and sprained his ankle bad. And she ran into a bar hollering, "I need ice, I need ice." But she said her husband survived, and she just loves seeing the candy store and all that stuff going on down on River Street. But Carol and her husband live in Kansas City, Missouri. I always said I'm from the Missouri state because I'm one of those girls, you gotta show me, honey. You gotta show me and prove it. Let's see. So she said, "Paula, I want to share this recipe with you." It was served in a famous restaurant near Kansas City. It was located in Independence, Missouri, a suburb of Kansas City and home to the president, Harry Truman. It was called Stevenson's Apple Orchard Restaurant. And they would serve you a small scoop of this rice casserole in a small pewter ramekin, and then they come back and keep refilling that bowl of rice because everybody loved it so. And Carol said they also serve the best apple fritters with warm apple butter that she's ever tasted. And she said this place was always packed, and I have no idea why it closed. Love you, Paula. Well, Carol, I love you too. And I am so happy that you snagged the recipe from that restaurant, because we are fixing, I'm going to share it with the world, okay? So it's very simple. We're going to start with 3 cups of rice, cooked rice. So there we go. Oh, I love sticky rice. See the way that stuck? I love that.
Snowball rice.
Yes. Oh. All right, she said to the rice, add lemon. That's our lemon juice. That doesn't look like 3 cups of rice, does it? But I guess it is. Garlic, fresh garlic. Onion. I'm gonna have to set that paper down so I can have 2 hands. All right, so onions, green pepper, and parsley. So this is gonna be like green rice. Okay, and she said mix that well. Oh yeah. Oh, and that garlic. Oh, that smells so good, Carol. All right, now she said add the cheese. Now, half a cup of cheese doesn't look very much to me, but that's what Carol says, so that's what I'm doing. So half a cup of cheese. Now, Carol didn't tell me whether it was a small can of evaporated milk or a large can. So I'm just gonna have to play this one by ear. I'm using, this is a 5 ounce. And your larger can is a 12 ounce. So I just don't believe that's gonna be enough moisture for this. What do you think? So I'm gonna go ahead and make a decision to use 2 of the small cans. Okay? Don't you think I'd be right, Eddie, in assuming?
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean,
I hate what assume means.
it doesn't
y'all.
look like you added anything, so.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's got nothing, so. And you want to make sure when you, before you open your milk up, you want to make sure that you shake that real, real well. Okay, that looks more better. All right, now mix well and add 2 eggs. Add all salt and pepper. That's the alls kind of caught me by surprise, Eddie. You know, but she said 1/2 cup of vegetable oil.
It's gonna be some nice moist.
Yeah, so that's gonna make it very, very moist. And those eggs are gonna make it casserole-y, you know, like custardy like. Ooh, I wish I could talk to Carol and see what size can of evaporated milk, because that was 10 ounces that we put in, and there's a good chance she used the 12-ounce can. So I'm wondering if I need to finish that off with a little plain milk or what. So anyway, let's make sure we got everything. The rice, the juice of 1 lemon, garlic, onion, bell pepper, Italian parsley, 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, 2 eggs, 1 can of evaporated milk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of salt. We don't have that in there yet. Oh, it's gonna be nice and salty, isn't it? All right, and 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned pepper. Well, I'm just gonna have to use regular pepper because I don't have any seasoned pepper. And then she tells us to top this with paprika, so we'll get that nice dark taste. So I don't know which. I think I'm gonna put it in this dish, the deeper dish, and I'm gonna give it a little spray, and so that we got everything in there, didn't we? This just sounds wonderful, wonderful. I've made what you call green rice before. It seems like I put broccoli in that. I can't exactly remember, but. And we're gonna bake this. It says to bake it on like 450, I think. Teresa, would you come hold this bowl for me, please?
I did 350 is what she said. 350
Oh,
for
350?
5 minutes.
Oh, I knew I saw 4. Thank you. These bowls are just, they get so heavy. And I just don't have the strength that I used to have. Okay. I bet the guests did love this. You know, and you're talking about just pennies to make this, y'all. So that was a great way of filling up their customer, so they never felt like that they were leaving hungry. And I think it's a grand idea. So I'm just gonna top it with a little paprika, and that'll color the top and make it pretty and brown. All right, and she doesn't say anything about covering or not covering. So I'm just gonna stick it in there just like this. And we may have to make another judgment call by adding a little bit more milk to it, but we'll see. So 350 degrees, 45 minutes. Carol, thank you so much for sharing this prize recipe with all of us. We're so appreciative. And look at that. See, I love sticky rice. I love when it holds together like that. Is anybody gonna come taste with me?
It
Look.
smells.
Oh.
Man, it smells wonderful.
So hot. It is so hot. I'll take the skin off your mouth. You better go ahead and dip you up some, Teresa, and let it.
Nice piece
Big-
of salmon on top
Oh
of that.
my
Now
goodness.
see, I get all excited about sweet stuff, and Eddie gets excited about the savory,
Savory.
stuff. Isn't that funny?
And I'm on both horses. I'll ride that savory horse, and then I'll jump on that sweet horse, and I'll ride it too.
Smells so good. Nice and
It's
moist.
very good. I was worried about that tablespoon of salt being too much, but it's not. It's not. And the parsley really does have a nice parsley flavor to it.
It's different. I mean, like it's got a it's a definitely a upscale rice dish in mine.
The only thing I change my own recipes, y'all.
Every
When I
day.
open my cookbook, I'll say, but I can do this a little better, be a little better. I can't help myself. So the only thing I would change about this, Carol, and I really wouldn't change anything, I would just add more cheese. Because your recipe called for half cup, I think I'd go ahead and put a cup in there.
Now, keep in mind, we also cheated because we didn't have full cheddar. So if this
Yeah.
is got some mozzarella in it, so that would have taken a little bit of the kick of flavor down. So try it
Yeah.
as is first.
Yeah,
and
we
then-
used a mixed array of cheeses, that you get in the bag, which I don't like to use. I like to grate my own.
but we don't
but-
want to waste either.
So thank you, Carol.
Yum.
It is delicious. And I hope everybody loves it and enjoys it. And let me hear from y'all. I just love to know what your favorites are or what you're looking for, what you would like to see. Just share it with me and I'll do the best I can to get it there. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.